Hi everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio, and I'm here to bring you my What's Up Wednesday. And today I'm going to make a card. I was trying to decide what I really wanted to do, and several things popped into my mind, and I thought, I'm just going to do a simple card. And what got me thinking about that, I was just kind of looking on Pinterest at different things and all that, and I saw some cards and I thought those are awfully cute, and so I looked at them and I thought, oh, I can get an idea from this. The card was made in 2013 that was on there, so it means you can take something you see that's really old. I mean, that's 13 years ago as a stamped card. But you can take something that's old and you can just remake it as your own. You can find a stamp that would work as well as the stamp that they had working for it. I will say that it was a Stampin' Up! Stamp. Here I go yawning. See, if I'm yawning until I got on here. But anyway, it was a Stampin' Up! Stamp, but it was from Celebration in 2013. I wasn't even selling Stampin' Up! In 2013, so I have no idea what it was in that. But I went through my stamps and I thought, I wonder if I've got something that I haven't used that I could use for that. And although it is a stamp set that I have used, I haven't used this particular stamp out of it. I've only used one stamp out of that stamp set, and so this gives me a chance. It is a online exclusive, but it's not a new one. It's one that's been out from a timer, probably, I would say it came out in this year. We're getting ready for July when we had a May. We had a March. So I'm going to say it might have came out in March or something like that. So anyway, I'm going to turn the camera down. You're going to see my card. There is not a PDF for this card. For one thing, it's too simple to have a PDF. And for the other thing, I just haven't started doing that on Wednesdays. I'm lucky to even try to remotely keep up with what I'm doing now. So anyway, I'm going to turn you around. And then we're going to go down, 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 down. And here is my little card. It's very simple. You could use it for anything. Birthdays, anniversaries, depending on what stamp that you used. And I was yawning. I was in the middle of a yawn again, as always. But here's what I used. I actually used this stamp set right here, the Fragrant Layers. And I have used this a number of times, but I have not used this flower with the inside of it, and I used this little insert for the inside of the flower. So here's what that looks like when it's done. And I did not stamp a flower on the inside, and I meant to, so I might go ahead and do that here in a minute. But I'm going to make two cards. I'm going to make two different. I'm going to do, this was the Settles that I used here, and which is a color grouping from Stampin' Up. It has the more springy looking flowers than that. They're not as bold and bright. I just think of them as soft looking flowers. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the online exclusives because I actually love the the new in colors. I absolutely love them, and I had them out on my desk, so I thought, we'll use those. And which would be a great card to showcase all 5 in colors when you do that. So I'm just going to put these two side by side and stamp my flowers. And I'm just going to do the outline, and I'm going to do it in the Memento Black. And I said on my video yesterday that I did not use the hybrid ink because I couldn't get a good coverage with it. And I did everything from stamping on my glass mat to getting a pad and putting under it and that. And I got out my memento and just tried it, and it stamped well the first time. So I got to check out my pad and see what's going on, if it just didn't come inked well enough or what. But I don't measure anything on here. I just kind of eyeball the center, and I'm going to just put my first flower down, and I'm going to go with my next flower and my next flower. So there's 3. I'm going to put 5. So there's our first 5 for that card. Let's just move that a minute so I can scoot this over. Almost would have done it upside down. That wouldn't have been good. So I'm just going to eyeball this again as I do this. Get my flowers on there. And let's go ahead and stamp one on the inside of each one of these. And I'll do that on the one that I've already made. Lots of flowers, right? When you're doing, but you know, you could actually make a bunch of these and just get your flowers stamped and then move on from there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this up for a bit. I'm going to bring in the colors that I've already used on this card, and we're going to do it again. The bad thing of it here is you got to wipe your stamp off between each card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that out. I'm just going to lay it right here next to me so I can have it to, you know what I did, guys? I just messed up. I put those on my card without a card base. I meant to, wonder if I can do that. I think I can. I think I can. I might have to stamp my flowers over again. What about that? And I'm not going to start my video over because of that mistake. Just letting you see that anybody can make mistakes, right? So, those will cover. We're going to set the card bases. I don't know why I did that. I just saw these sitting over there, and I thought, oh, Rita, you did the wrong thing. Let's get the black back out, and we will stamp those flowers one more time. I thought my flowers looked spread out a little bit more than what they had when I made the sample. And they were, because the paper was bigger. That's okay. And this flower, the solid one, is very easy to match up with this flower. And I'll tell you why I say that here in a second. So when I do that, I am going to go ahead, because I'm doing It's Your Day, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. And that way I'll be done with the ink. Now you could leave it the room at the bottom if you wanted to. I just kind of liked mine up here where you could see it. I don't know if that's ink or, probably is, but that's okay. We'll put an embellishment there. So we have that one done and this one done. Now let's go ahead and close this for good, I hope. That was crazy. I'm going to move this out of the way a minute because I want to open these stamp pads. 5 different colors because we have 5 little flowers. And there's a flower right here that kind of looks like a little heart. And right here it is on the stamp pad. So that is what I'm going to use. But I tell you why, I threw this piece of paper away earlier. We're going to use Calypso Coral. Even though it's in one of the settles, I think it's dark when you put it on. So I'm stamping off and putting that on my flower. And clean that. And then, whoops, don't clean the middle one. Then we're going to go to the bubble gum. So I'm just going to ink that, line it up. That one you can hardly see. It is light. We'll do the pool party. And then I'm going to do the yellow, I think. Change this side up a little bit. I feel like I sound like I'm getting hoarse, but I sound like it, but I don't feel like it. I'm going to turn that just a hair so I can see this one. And then I'll take the inside of my card and I'll go ahead and put a flower. And I think I'll just do the fresh freesia since that's what I'm inked up with. And I think I'll go ahead and do that on the inside of this one, and that'll be done. I will take the petal pink right now. Look at me getting ink on my card again. I can close these, I'm done with them. Trying to not get it all over my fingers, which is what I usually do when I'm stamping. Get ink on my fingers. And I'm using the petal pink because I wanted something light to do my little insides with. So just to give it a little bit of color. I didn't want it to be white. And I didn't want it to be yellow since I had a yellow flower. If that makes sense. And there we go with that. Now we're going to do the in colors just because I want to show you the difference with using 2 colors. Since I'm messing up a lot here. Messing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these up. That's crisp cantaloupe. So I'm going to do that one first. Find my little heart shape one here. So we did that. Let's do the Barely Blush, and this one I bet's barely gonna show. I'm gonna do it over here on this side. Oh, well, I can see it anyway. I hope you can. Then we are going to do the yellow. And these are the new in colors if you haven't seen them. I'm sure you probably have. I want to see how this one's going to look to stamp off because it can be dark. I think I'm going to stamp off with it. That way I'll see my image a little better. There we go. And that will dry lighter even there and won't be so dark looking. Then we're going to do the Peaceful Pine and the Hydrangea Hue. What I was thinking it was the old one, I guess. I don't know. So let's do, let me see how Peaceful Pine looks too. I'm going to leave him full strength. I'm going to stick him over here. And then I'm going to do, I think I will do him on the inside of this card. We'll let that dry a minute. Then we'll do the blue, and we'll have the stamping all done. We'll put the ribbon on it, and then it will be 2 cards done. Do you sometimes make 2 cards when you're doing cards, 2 cards at a time? I don't know why I'm using that other one when I got this one sitting right here. Make sure I get that all out of those little bitty places. This is a distinctive stamp set, so it has light and dark places in it. So there we go. We've got all of that done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a ribbon on these. So on this one, I'm going to use the pink, hoping that it brings the pink out in that a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to do the same to this one. I'm going to take my tape runner and I'm going to run me some tape down my card. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to get me, because I want to tie a bow, so I need to have ample ribbon out here to do that with. So let me go ahead and put this one on here. I think I got the right one. Yes, I do. And making sure I put this across there like that. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm going to go ahead, and I know I'm using tape runner, and that's because I already have it out. So I'm going to just use it, and I'm going to add this to my card real quick. So what I'm going to do is run a piece up here, a piece at the bottom. I'm going to hold my ribbon up, and the reason why I'm doing this and putting this down before I tie it is because it will make it a little bit more firm to tie with. might have cut my, I'm going to do it this way because I think my black is thin. There we go. There we go. We're going to just leave that there. We're going to take this pool party ribbon. Now this is retired ribbon, I guess, because it's gone. And I didn't have a ribbon that kind of matched those colors because we've gotten rid of so much ribbon that I just didn't have enough. So anyway, that's why I'm using something that is, but you know, that's okay. I'm sure you guys don't care about things being gone out of the catalog. I do, because I'm afraid somebody will want it and I'm going to have to say, oh, well, I can't get it. And that's not good. But in all honesty, I'm sure we all have enough ribbon and things laying around that we can always find something that'll work. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this ribbon, and I am actually going to put a glue dot about right where I want my bow to be. This is kind of cheating, I guess, but I'm going to put it about right here. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on this card also. Go ahead and put me a dot in the vicinity of where I want this bow to be, because it makes it easier. To me, it makes it easier to tie, because once I get my knot, I can take my knot, work it over to where my little glue dot is. There we go. And I can just push that down on that glue dot to hold it while I make my bow. So then I can just get my ribbons. Come on, let's turn around. There we go. And then I can just work my bow how I need it, if I can get a hold of it. So I'm going to pull these short again for a minute, and then pull on them because I want that to be tight down there. So I have to work it till it's tight, and then just make my bow a little bit smaller. So if you hold the knot, you can do that. And then just trim your ribbons. And we'll put that on a card in a second, and then we'll put some embellishments on it. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And you'll see I use two different ribbons as far as the texture of the ribbons and stuff. And that doesn't really matter either, but I'm going to put that knot right there on that glue dot. And just tie my bow. Just like tying your shoe, I guess. Lost my bow. And there it is. So I'm just going to pull on this really tight. And then I'm going to fluff it up a little bit. And I hold on to my knot because it actually will keep your ribbon a little bit straighter, or your bow from curling, turning inside out, and all that stuff. So anyway, let's trim this ribbon. have a finger that doesn't. I had my fingernail taken off in February, and it's growing back. But I tell you, when you don't have a fingernail out there, that's different to get used to. So there we have that. Now I'm going to decorate these. Oh, well, let's put them on our cards first. And let's hide these flowers that we did. Make sure we get the right flower on the right. Okay, so we did it on that one. Nobody will know unless we tell them. I'm not telling. It's my secret. So how many of you make mistakes like that and then just, do you throw it away or do you cover it up? I always try to cover it up. I mean, you hear there's no mistakes in stamping, but an embellishment opportunity. And that was our opportunity right there to do something different. So now we're going to put some gems on our, and these are also retired or gone, I should say. But I'm going to use them up because I like them. And I need to use them instead of just putting them up somewhere and then letting them sit. And these are the colors that our flowers are here. So I'm going to use them. Well, the pink is not. The pink is a brighter pink, but I'm going to use it anyway. And I think I'm going to put it up here where this little, the little marks on that one. Never mind. I'll put it right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put 2 little butterflies on. Let the butterflies fly. Well, it's not where I want it, but it's flying downhill there, isn't he? Let's put him right there. See if I can get him straight. There we go. And we'll just pop a little one with them. So there we go. That's that card. And then let's do this one. So use up some of your stuff that, if you do, I keep all, I work with all my current stuff usually. But I'm like, anything goes today. So bring out some of that stuff that you've got and you thought, well, I'm not going to use this anymore or whatever. Bring it out and use it. Today's a good day to do that. So I'm going to get we're going to do the same. We're going to have butterflies and some jewels on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I'm going to use a Barely Blush since that's this pink we have right here. I'll use the yellow. And I think I will use maybe the green, because I'm going to put it right here where that mark was. And then I'm going to add a couple of butterflies. And the butterflies are in the same colors. So, whoops. Just going to put 2 butterflies up here. And there we go. We have that one done. So, see how easy, well, we don't have that one done either. We did not do the center of the flowers. Woe is me. I want to keep everything on here as an in-color color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some different colored So I think what I'll do is I'll take and put, let's see how dark that is. That's dark. I don't think I want it that dark. You don't need any color on that. Let's put it here with this real light. There we go. So in this one, I'm going to mix them up a little bit because of, but I'm going to stamp off on them because I don't want all of them real dark. Don't think I'd like that. Forgot I moved my little thing. Darn. So this is the yellow. Putting what we've got done up there out of the way. The pink we won't stamp off on. We'll just stick him right there. And then one last but not least, and then whatever color, I'm going to put this one on the inside also. So there we go with that one. That looks pretty cool with all the different colors of centers on our flowers. So here's our 2 cards we made tonight. And nobody will know that we goofed, right? We're not telling. Remember, we're not telling nobody. Here's the one I made, but if you can see, I got a little bit of this color on it, so I'm going to have to try to get that off. If not, I will probably try to add some other color around it. But that's for another time. So there are my cards. This is quick. I know it wasn't quick because I was doing all these flowers, but it's quick per card to do. So I hope you try it. You don't have to use flowers. You could use anything that you wanted on here. You could use any kind of flower. Just use something small. And I did It's Your Day because you can open that up and put happy birthday. You could put happy graduation day, happy anniversary, happy whatever, and make little cards. So I just wanted to show you that today and do a card with you instead of just talking. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy your Wednesday. And don't forget that I'll be here again on Saturday with a Simply Saturday card, okay? You all have a great day and be creative when you can. Bye.